All right, and I am back. Happy almost Halloween over here. It's been a little while, and there's been a lot going on. And so I'm sure I'll make some more videos to keep you up to date on that. As you see from this ring, I am a married man, but that is a whole nother story and a whole nother, um, yes, something to go into for another day, but very happy about that. Really, I feel compelled to make this video for the same reason I always say. It's so imperative to share your gift. It's so imperative to let yourself be what God would have you be. For me, it's a spiritual teacher. And I really want to commit to doing this more because this is how I grow as a person. We actually just watched a class, Twin Flame Ascension School class, and Jeff talks about that um, the intertwined nature of giving and receiving. And I desire to receive a lot right now, but I also desire to give a lot, and the two are related. And for example, like I want to go deeper in my inner spiritual work, and that's something that of course, we know is the key to manifesting your desires. And for me, as I've said before, I manifest best when I share my healing. I'm somebody who I'm literally created to share God's teaching to the world, to be a public speaker, and so it's just about I feel so much more of God's presence, choosing to um, make this video public. I don't care whether one or 100 or a million people watch it. Of course, that's up to God. It's my intention to make His word available, and so thank you for tuning in, and I know this will be a healing experience for everyone involved because that is what I choose for this. I am doing a reading. It's from Sacred Destiny by Denise Linn. Uh, Obviously, there's a lot going on in the planet, a lot just going on for a lot of people, so I just hope this reading takes us all a little deeper in our healing. So, without further ado, the first card. First card is Flow. And it's a beautiful image of moonlight over a beautiful body of water. Actually, that moonlight reminds me of the supermoon. We were married under a supermoon, and so very special. And that was part of our flow. It was time. It's something we've been planning for a long time, but it was our flow to um, get married. And there's a lot of change actually happening in my life right now, and I'm really surrendering to flow. And flow, I recognize, might not always look like I might expect or hope, but flow is really to be in God's flow. This is the flow we desire, of course. It's the flow of God. It's the flow of peace. And that flow is something that you can't always necessarily see every step ahead. That doesn't mean you can't choose the direction, of course. You always want to choose the direction you're going in. But then you have to surrender because God is actually the one who guides your life. And flow is basically another way of saying, I'm going to follow the good feeling. I'm going to follow, in Twin Flame Ascension School, they call it lowest hanging fruit, the obvious opportunities that life is presenting me. And I'm going to trust as I follow that. And, Deanna said many times, I think this is in TFAS as well, the golden thread. It's just that good feeling. And it doesn't mean that you just throw logic out the window, but you're actually the most powerful and most intelligent part of any being is the heart. And so you really need to be in touch with your heart. And your heart is all about feelings. That's why the work focuses so much on feelings and raising your internal vibration because it helps you to live more in that flow. The more open that you are to peace, to good feeling, and that's why so much of what the school focuses on is raising your vibration, creating more, expanding good feeling in your life. Because that's all God is. So if you think God wants you to do something that doesn't feel good, that's not part of the flow. It doesn't mean we don't have to do things that are challenging, um, but it means that we will feel compelled, and that flow, even if something in our life is very challenging, we'll feel so inspired, so motivated, so guided to do it. That's the power of the heart. It has the power to um, manifest your desires into reality. Like the flow, when you think of water, water has literally carved out canyons. And um, so flow is a very powerful thing. And God's flow can achieve miracles. So I invite you to, this card just invites you to receive more God, receive more joy, and let go of that which isn't serving you so that you can flow into the good that God has for you. So, invitation for that, for you to surrender. Next card. Ooh, I like this. This is an excellent compliment. Action. And I really appreciate that these cards are going together because flow can make you tempted to, oh, I'm just gonna let things happen. Um, That's not what it means. This card action is saying you do need to take action. For example, me making this video, I've been thinking about making a video for a while and knowing that this is what I need to do to expand my life. Literally, God's like, you want more money, you want more love, you want more joy, you need to share your gift. And this is the open door for me right now. This is me taking action. So it does mean that, like, whatever's inside of you, you need to get clear on what that is asking you to do and take action on it. And so, for example, for me, this was a very simple process of I noticed many days of it's time to make a video coming up, and God saying, this is your next step to move forward. You need to share yourself. And this is me taking action on it. It's not complete until you take action. So maybe you need to journal. Like sometimes action requires getting clear. It's okay to journal. It's okay to meditate. You want to take action from a place of clarity and peace. But once you're clear, you don't want to ignore that voice. And Deanna and I have been seeing this a lot in our life. God is actually calling us to a lot of action. We're expanding our life in a lot of beautiful ways. And that feels really good. And we really learned this lesson in our life. Um, to act upon what God presents and trust Him. And we've noticed like it doesn't always make perfect sense on like if you just take an intellectual level, but like I said, the heart is so smart and our hearts have been compelling us to move forward in powerful ways. And we trust the intelligence of the heart because there's a wisdom there that is so much bigger than we can understand. Because that's, really where God guides us. And so God is infinitely wise. So, action. Once you get clear on the direction you want to move your life, it is, that next step to make it happen. All right. And final card. Beautiful. Diligence. And I love, and actually, I didn't even bring up, I meant to bring up the visual. First, I'll start with this. We have, this bird, soaring high above the land. But with action, you notice the water theme comes back again, but it's a very active water in that scene. So these images are helping to bring it to life. But diligence, we have a very diligent bird here, diligently flying to their destination, which is basically saying this bird isn't going to make it where it's going to go unless it, let's say it's flying south. That's a very long journey. It takes a lot of diligence to fly from, I don't know, Canada to Florida, for example. But this bird is committed to its journey. And it doesn't have to be hard. Like this, this bird's having a good time. Diligence doesn't necessarily mean trudging through the mud, but it does mean staying always focused on your goal. You can have anything you desire, but you have to keep it always at the forefront of your life. You have to be diligent about, is my life guiding me in every way I can in that direction? If you have powerful dreams, you have to make sure you're creating powerful momentum in the way of your dreams, and you have to be diligent. And so when you make a choice, everything starts with a choice. Like, let's say I want to be rich. You will start to notice in your reality both opportunities to become richer, because God will present them and you'll notice them. And you'll also notice where you're making choices that don't align and that need to be healed. Like, oh, I want to be rich, but I tend to spend a lot of money in this place that doesn't benefit me. How can I direct that energy from something that's not serving me to, oh, I'm going to start investing that money into something that's going to make me more money, for example? That's being very diligent. That's um, taking your intention and making sure that your whole life aligns to it. Like, this bird in this picture is not going to get to Florida if it suddenly turns and takes a detour to, I don't know, Minnesota. Minnesota's great, but that's not where this bird's trying to go. When you set an intention, you need to make sure your life is supporting that in every way. And it's not hard. You will naturally see come up in your reality. This is taking me forward. Like for me, I always want to go deeper in embodying in my ascension, essentially. Embodying God's love, sharing God's love. Well, how am I doing that in my reality? Where am I doing that? How can I do that more effectively? And that brings so much joy. Um, so you want to get clear, especially on your number one intentions. And if you notice, and there's no judgment in this. Like you might notice, maybe I spend 2% of my life on that, and it seems like 98% on other things. Well, look at those things. Like, well, I spend a lot of time at my 9 to 5. Well, you need your 9 to 5 to provide a home, to provide a roof, to provide food, so you can do that. So you can look at that and say, yes, okay, that is aligning my intention. So take that time. Your dreams matter, but like the card before said, you have to take action. And not only that, you have to take diligent action. So look at your life. Um, set that intention, make that choice with God. Um, and then look at how you, in every small way, it doesn't have to be big. Diligence can just be every time life presents you with a new opportunity to move more in that direction, you just say yes in that moment. So really, this is about making your dreams come true, which I am all about. That's one of my greatest desires, is to make my dreams come true. As you know, um, my dream is to live my life purpose, sharing God's word with the planet, to have my harmonious union, and to help others into theirs as well. That's my heart's desire. So to do that, I trust God's flow. I mean, there's an energy of surrender. You make the choice and you surrender, and then God presents you with the action and you take it. And you're diligent in supporting that action and moving your life in every way you can towards that. Because here's the deal: God is infinitely powerful and he cannot fail. And God is the one who plants the desires in your heart. So if you have a desire, it's meant to come to fruition. Actually, in a class we watched recently, they talked about discipline is freedom. So you do have to have that discipline. So make the choice for your dream. Don't ever give up on it. And look at how you can start taking any small or large step to make that happen. This video is me, a small way, making my dream come true. Because my dream is to help you make your dreams come true, to create a world where dreams come true, because that is the reality that God has intended to create. A world where all beautiful dreams, God's dreams, come true. So I hope this inspired you to love deeper and to make inspired change for your dreams. Thank you so much for watching. Much love to you, and I will see you next time.